Welcome back to Southern Belle Budgeting, or welcome if you're new. I'm Catherine, a cash budgeter. On this channel, we'll find cash stuffings, savings challenges, wallet resets, and even budget with me's. If any of this sounds like content you'd be interested, please like and subscribe to follow along on our journey to financial freedom. Welcome back, guys. Today we will be doing our budget with me cash planning for the second paycheck of February. So let's just jump right in. I hope you've all been doing well and had a lovely Valentine's Day. My husband and I, along with my parents, went on a little vacation to Tennessee. We had a great time. It was a much needed little getaway, and now we are ready to just jump back into life. So with that said, let's just get started. I'm going to go through and just go ahead and write the categories that we're stuffing, and we'll go one binder at a time, just that makes it a little bit easier. I'm just going to go ahead and go through and write out all of our categories that we'll be stuffing today. Then we'll go through and break down our amounts, and then of course the denominations. All right, here we go. So now that we have all of our categories listed that we'll be stuffing, let's go through and break down our denominations. So to get started, you have to know how much you're working with. And for this breakdown, our total is $13.59. Now, I will say that this is also including a few folders that have minor deficits. So at the end, we are actually going to end up with $10.33. So basically, I've done a virtual unstuffing before we turn around and stuff, and that'll just limit the items that I have to pull right after this stuffing. So I always like to start off with the items, as you know, if you've been around, that have set numbers. So that's going to be things such as our HOA dues is $44. Subscriptions is $32. Termites is $15. Pest is $16. Trash is $15. And then also we're gonna have things like groceries and gas. So we have to make sure to cover that. We've already picked up our groceries, so that's a part of this deficit here for the grand total at the end. Gas, and then Causeway. So if you've been here from the beginning, I mentioned when I laid out my categories that Causeway is just a price that I had to pay to drive to work as part of my commute. Well, I am actually switching jobs and I will be much closer to home. So you'll notice that this envelope is not going to be stuffed as often or nearly as much. And then the gas price that we'll do per pay period is going to be significantly less as well. So that's really going to work out in our favor. Now that we have these, let's do a few other have-tos. That's going to be car maintenance, registration, kindness and miscellaneous, never get left out. And then I'm just looking over here to the side at my cheat sheet. And we are starting to save for Christmas, so let's go ahead and put that down. So now we'll just start at the top. So going back up for our spending money, we'll be adding 63 to my husband's and 100 to my own. We're gonna add 25 in dates. Toiletries is getting 15. Clothing is gonna get 50. Household $23. Pretty hair, $40. Beauty, $20. Eating out is getting just $10. Park Ridge, we're gonna start kind of building up this envelope for next season. So we'll just add 10 for now. Organization and home decor both get 10. Medical, we're gonna be adding 20. And then Bingo Bells, this is a women's group I am to support a football team. And so I'm just gonna start saving up for my annual fee. Moving on down, we're gonna be adding 30 to gifts, 10 to Easter, and 10 to 4th of July. We're only gonna do 5 for Halloween, and we're also gonna, now that Valentine's has passed, move on to Thanksgiving. So we'll start a 5 in there. And then for birthdays and anniversary, we're gonna be doing 15 each. So our anniversary is in May, and the next birthday we have is my husband in August, and then mine isn't until next December. So we're just gonna kind of slowly keep these numbers up, and it'll just help for a nice date night for those events. Okay, so let's start actually working on our breakdown. So as you know, I tend to like smaller denominations. It makes unstuffing a little bit easier. And then as necessary, if things don't get pulled as we're spending, then we might do some consolidations every now and then. Guys, well, now that we have our breakdowns, I'll go get the cash, and I'll see y'all next time in our cash stuffing. Have a good one. Bye.